Blood soaked the edges of his uniform, but he didn't flinch. Pain radiated through his body, sharp and unrelenting, yet the SEAL refused to move. Every stretcher, every medic, every word of concern was met with a terse shake of his head. The hospital bay fell silent, the hum of machines and distant chatter fading under the tension of one man's stubbornness. No one dared push him, except one rookie nurse who understood more than appearances suggested. And before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're rewatching from. I love knowing who's listening. His name was Lieutenant Jack Hawk Reynolds, and he had survived missions most men couldn't imagine. Yet today, lying wounded from a covert extraction gone wrong, he clung to control in a way that only soldiers trained for combat understand. Pride, duty, and fear tangled inside him, forming a barrier stronger than any painkillers or medical orders. Nurse Emily Chen had only joined the unit days ago, a rookie fresh from training. But she knew the unspoken language of CLS, the rhythm of commands, the weight of honor, the threads of loyalty that bound them invisibly. She saw his defiance, and she understood that brute insistence would not move him. Calmly, she approached, her hands steady despite the tension crackling in the air. The bay smelled of antiseptic and blood. Monitors beeped softly. The wind rattled the bay doors in the distance, carrying the chill of a coastal morning. Reynolds' eyes, sharp and wary, scanned every person, every movement. Trust was a currency he spent only when absolutely necessary.
Ow.
Emily's approach was measured, deliberate, the quiet confidence of someone who knew her place and his. I thought she was just another medic, another uniform, another voice in the cacophony of life-saving orders. She knelt slightly, lowering herself to eye level, and spoke his name softly. Lieutenant Reynolds. Her voice was calm, unshakable. And then, almost like a key sliding into a lock, she added the words that changed everything, his team's classified call sign. The silence broke like a dam, shoulders stiffened, then relaxed imperceptibly. Recognition, relief, and disbelief flashed in his eyes. He knew she couldn't have known it by chance. This was someone inside, someone who understood. His gaze softened, the fight draining from his body, replaced by trust. Emily moved with precision, her hands guiding him gently onto the stretcher. Every step was choreographed, every motion deliberate. Monitors were hooked, bandages applied, IVS secured all without a word from him. The SEAL who had refused treatment moments before now allowed himself to be cared for. Round them, the room held its breath. Fellow medics whispered, glancing at one another. His team, arriving moments later, froze in recognition and awe. They had trained him to be invincible, unyielding, and now they witnessed the power of Anema, symbol of loyalty and connection, shatter the walls he had built around himself. The moral weight of the moment was not lost on anyone. Trust can be earned, yes, but sometimes it is revealed in the smallest gestures. Emily didn't demand respect. She didn't assert authority. She spoke his language, the language of shared history and invisible bonds. And that was enough. Minutes stretched. Every heartbeat, every breath became a measure of understanding. Jack's usual stoicism melted into something rare, gratitude expressed without words. The bay buzzed quietly. The hum of machinery now accompanying a softer rhythm, the realization that courage sometimes lies in letting others in. Later, when the chaos subsided, Jack sat upright, supported by Emily's steady hands. The pain was still there, but it was tempered by something stronger: acknowledgement, connection, and the silent assurance that he was not alone. His team's call sign had unlocked more than compliance. It had restored faith, loyalty, and the human link behind the uniform. Because sometimes the smallest words, softly spoken, carefully chosen, carry the greatest power. And sometimes even the strongest soldiers need someone to remind them of who they truly are. Because courage is not only about standing tall in battle, it is also about allowing yourself to be cared for when it matters most. If this story stayed with you, tell us where you're watching from and which moment touched your heart. Subscribe to Whispered Words for more cinematic mission stories. Human bravery and the quiet strength that changes everything.